Hello. Welcome to session zero. Uh, I am extremely excited to be playing this. Um, this is the very first game in a set of games. Sorry, there we go. This is the very first game in a set of games that are in a bundle on itch.io called Games for One or More. It is a bundle of seven one-player tabletop RPGs, and my music just went out. There we go. There we go. Yeah, it's a bundle of seven tabletop RPGs, and uh, they are made by some very cool people, some very good friends of mine. And the link for that is here in the chat. This one is by Meghan Cross. And it is a game about creating characters. So there's some very angry French going on in my ears. But I don't know what this music is. I'm gonna just not have French yelling in here. It's supposed to be chill music. I don't know why they thought angry French was chill. But cool. So in the month of September and a little bit in October, I will be streaming solo games 2 times a week, on mostly Mondays and Thursdays. There's one Wednesday in there. And I will be showing off all of the games in the bundle. There's a lot of really, really great games in this bundle. Some games that I've played before, some games that I haven't played before. All very good. All for one people. Good job, Lauren. All possible to be played by one person. Some of them can be played by more people. This is one of them that I think could very easily be played by more people. Because all it takes is a deck of cards, and a deck of cards and a it's just a deck of cards. Deck of cards in your imagination. I'm sorry. One day I'll get good at streaming. So I decided to start with session 0 because I have this kind of crazy idea of linking all of the games together. I don't know if it's going to work at all, but let's see if we can make a character in session 0 that I can then take into other systems, because I'm all about that anthology play. So I know later on she's gonna get a pet, and I know later on that they are going to be a witch, maybe, and they're gonna go on a couple journeys maybe. Just based on the other games that are in the bundle. This is a game about characters. It is a story of the life they have already lived before your story with them begins. It is who they are, who has helped them, and what has benefited them, and what has caused them harm. I think this is a really great game for when you're playing a game like a long campaign of like Dungeons and Dragons or something, and your GM is like, make a backstory, and you're like, what? I don't, why? Which I falter between, like, an extensive, like, novel length backstory and like, this is so and so from such and such, and they're an orphan because I'm too lazy to come up with parents, and their motivation is to finish the quest and make friends along the way. And so, just because sometimes it's more fun to be like, to figure out like what's happening going forward, then it's more interesting than going backward, talking about front story versus backstory. But sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of backstory. And oh, I'm supposed to separate the 4 suits is what it says. Let me just so you can do a hand of 5 cards with at least 1 card from each pile. Okay. And so minimum hand is 5 cards, which means you can do just 5 things. Just know 5 things about your character. So if you need like something really quick and snappy, you can just be like, here are 5 things about this character that we can use going forward. Or you can draw a super long story. Since I don't really know how long each hand is gonna take, I am gonna just draw from the deck of cards here like I normally would, and then and then we'll see, and then just like make stuff up as I go. When we've decided it's time to end the stream, that's when we'll end the stream. So I have a little Word document here. That is not, we'll put a little, that's not the font I wanted it to be. Why are you this font? I very specifically told you to be this font. All right. So yeah, that's the font I want. So I think I'm not going to name the character. I think I'm going to name the character last, or never, because I'm real bad at names, as y'all know. But I think the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw. I'm just going to flip this card here. It's a 6 of spades. So, when you buy Session 0, it comes with a deck of print and play cards. But I didn't want to put them all in a Roll20, and I didn't have time to. So she has this kind of lovely cheat sheet about what each card means. Spades, as she mentioned, is about sadness. Spades are the suit of sadness. So we're starting off on a good note with the 6 of spades. And essentially, these are just questions, and you answer the questions and create a story. 6 of spades. Even the closest of friendships is not safe from death. Who did you lose? How do you know them? Could you have prevented your death? All right. So, we're starting with death. Good. Love it. I just think it's great that, like, usually I'm like, I don't want a tragic backstory, you know? Not everybody needs to have some sort of, like, tragic past reason for adventuring. Sometimes people just want to go on a trip. But alas, today we're starting with sadness. So let's just it's gonna be like, we don't know this font. Oh god, I pressed something. Stuff's happening. Who did you lose? Oh, this is like, how does this look to you? Yeah, that's fine. Who did you lose? How did you know them? Could you have prevented their death? This also means I have to, maybe I don't need to start with a name. So I think I lost, God, I really don't want this to be sad, but it's gonna, I mean, death is sad. Death is just sad. So I think it's a person. I think I lost. You know what? No. Game, I don't want to start sad. X card. X card on this sad. I'm shuffling and I'm redealing. There we go. We got the King of Hearts. Not all of the sadness cards. Yes, Meghan is here in chat with me. To watch me play the game, so I hope I don't do a terrible job of it. She says not all of the sadness cards are death related, but there are some fairly sad ones in there. Yeah, and I'm like not against sad just being a thing in this game, or in this story, but like I don't want to start on that note. I don't want to make myself sad. I've made myself sad too much on this channel lately, and I don't want to do that today. So we're going to start with the King of Hearts. Hearts are the suit of happiness. So complete opposite of what we were going for before. And it is 100% my brand. Thank you, Meghan, for this. Everyone remembers their first kiss. Who was it with? When did it happen? What were the circumstances around it? I prefer this. I prefer this a lot. I wish it would let me be the font I want it to be. But, you know. So my first kiss was with, the name Matthew just popped into my head. So my first kiss was with somebody named Matthew. I don't really know anybody named I mean, I know people named Matthew, but like there are no like Matthews in my life right now. So I don't know why Matthew popped into my head, but that's what happened. So Matthew, I think Matthew was a trash can. Matthew was Matthew was the butcher's son. This is not the font I want it to be, is it? Oh, it totally is. Huh, sweet. Okay. Yeah, Matthew was the butcher's son. They kissed me. It was like a surprise kiss. We were like arguing. They kissed me when and I think we were like 16. That sounds like a thing a 16-year-old would do. When we were I think we have the same birthday. They kissed me on our 16th birthday. At the Willow Bridge. I think I'm imagining like, you know, one of those like very high wooden, like almost decorative bridges, very like high arch, white, and there's just like lots of willow trees on either side of the forest, so the branches all kind of like droop, and it's all like shaded and pretty. So they kissed me at the Willow Bridge while we were arguing about, I think it was like something silly. Arguing about something silly. It's funny. I don't remember what. Yeah. So that's Matthew. This is a much better start than death. I would much rather start my backstory with a first kiss than with death. I'm just going to super quick do that so it's the same every time. And now we're gonna draw a new card. Whee. So now we got the 5 of Hearts. More happiness. I'm all about this happiness. Your hometown was famous for a great festival. I was literally just thinking this first kiss should be at a festival, but I didn't think like a birthday party and a festival would be like, I thought that would be a little bit extra. What was the festival celebrating? What kind of festivities were there? How did they shape you growing up? So yeah, I think the festival was, so it's somewhere where willows can grow. I think it's a peach festival because right now, we are at the height / a little bit end, I guess. I don't know if it's ending quite yet, but in Ontario, we have the most delicious peaches. I know that American peaches are good too, and like, you know, Georgia is all big on their peaches, but Niagara peaches are the best peaches I've ever tasted in my life. They are like one of the best parts of the province of Ontario. And I have been eating my fill. So I have peaches on the brain. It's a peach festival. The peach festival. is I think it's like an end of summer festival kind of thing, is the last big party before summer ends. What is at the Peach Festival? What kind of, I mean, there's obviously peaches. There's just like so much delicious food. There is more food than you can imagine. What else do you have at a peach festival? Besides just eating peaches. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. I think there's like, because I think this is like not the blossom thing. Like, this is not peach blossoms. This is like big juicy peaches. Like, eat them, make things with the peaches. So it's not like there. I don't know if there's like a Miss Peach Blossom thing. But if you have any great festival ideas, feel free to throw them out there. Cream, peaches and cream, absolutely. Maybe there's like a little livestock show. And the farmers show off their best cows. This is just more food. There's like cheese and cream. Peaches and cottage cheese is my favorite thing in the whole world. So I imagine there's lots of that. I don't think there's lots of games or anything. I think it's just mostly like a big open air market. Oh, a dance. Okay. For 5 days, people from all around explore the big open air market. And I think there are like artisans from all over. Come to sell their wares. On the sixth day, on the sixth night, something happens on the sixth day. On the sixth day, we have a service to thank the gods for their gifts and pray. Peach Pony Princess Parade. Oh no, I said there wasn't going to be like a Miss Peach Blossom, but now I feel like there has to be a Peach Pony Princess Parade. I don't know how I could fit it in though, but I love it. Norm, you're wonderful. I'm just gonna put that. I'm gonna have it. I'm gonna have it in the end. But I think like everybody's a princess. I don't think we vote on one princess. I think like all of the children, anybody. No, screw it. Anybody can be a Peach Pony Princess. And pray for good harvest. Then there is a parade where there's a parade where people dress in their most beautiful clothing. That culminates in a town square. In the town square. I don't think I come from a big town. In the town square for a dance that lasts until dawn. How did the Peach Festival shape me growing up? I think I'm an herbalist. My parents were herbalists and sold many things. Actually, I don't think they're herbalists. Like, I think they're like perfumery people. I don't know what the word for that is. So my parents made perfumes and sold many things during the festival. I was always too tired to dance. Screw it, I'm doing it. Dance. No matter how Matthew teased me about it. Matthew's always asking her to dance. Matthew. All right. Just gonna... now we get to draw a new card. I didn't even look at... Okay, spades. So now we got some sadness. Got some sadness going on. A natural disaster took something from me. Okay. What was it? What was lost to you? Is it likely to happen again? All right. So I think this was a I think that this was a storm, probably. I think there was a big storm at the Peach Festival. One night. No, is that extra? It's a little extra, but whatever. 1 year. When I was, let's say 18. A huge storm struck on the 5th night of the Peach Festival. What did we lose? I think we lost. I feel like the Willow Bridge was destroyed, but I don't think that was all that was destroyed. The lightning took out. The lightning and wind took out several trees. Several trees and along the river bank and broke the willow rank broke the willow which broke the willow bridge which broke the willow whoops which broke the willow bridge and destroyed what did it destroy? I feel like it destroyed some kind of like mystical artifact. What kind of religion does this place have? Is it like a church? Like a temple-y thing, or is it like a shrine-y thing? I'm imagining everything to be like very light and airy, kind of like those old like Anne of Green Gables. Those old Anne of Green Gables movies where everything's like extremely idyllic. There's lots of like everything feel, even, you know, the small buildings feel very spacious. So I'm imagining some kind of like big hall with lots of glass. Let's just call it the prayer hall. Peaches always make you think of Shinto shrines. Yeah. I know not very much about Shinto. Everything I know about Shinto, I've learned from anime, which is not a good place to learn about a religion. Any religion. But yeah, I'm imagining like, I don't know, when I say prayer hall, I think of like, let's just call it the prayer hall. Let's call it the prayer house. It's just a little house. It's like a greenhouse kind of thing where people pray. It's probably real hot in the summer. So that's why it's near the Willow Bridge, so you get some shade. and broke the sacred... What did it break? It broke the sacred... What is like... I love making up religions. What is like the main thing that you like? What is the object of power in this church religious building? Let's go for let's go a little bit kind of shriny. Let's do like sacred bells. Bells have religion. The golden peach pit. I think it broke the sacred bell. Bells have significance in a lot of religion. Yeah, and they have these like lovely sounds. So I think there was some kind of sacred bell that was broken. I always really like making religious characters in games, because it's really fun and interesting for me to explore religion in games, and explore what being religious is when you're in a world where there's literal magic, or when you're playing D&D where, like, you know, the gods will literally answer your prayers by giving you powers, or you can like go up and fight them. Or is it like, you know, the way we imagine gods in Christianity, where it's just like God is there and big and powerful. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like faith is always something that's super interesting to explore in tabletop games. So yeah, I that's just why I like to make religious characters, and why I want to make this character have, maybe even if they don't necessarily like believe or are practicing religious characters, like they have this like background of religion. So now, well, is it likely to happen again? I think it was like the worst storm. This was the worst storm in memory, and but I think like the next day everybody still danced. But the Peach Festival went on. Hey, Q! But the Peach Festival went on, and we worshipped I like this idea of them worshiping among the broken glass of this prayer house. Among the broken glass and fallen tree branches. In our ruined prayer house. One of the coolest things that happened a few years ago, there was a really bad ice storm in Toronto, and it hit Christmas Eve. And my family's very religious. My parents both work in the church. I work in a church. My mom works both my parents actually work at the church that I went to growing up. And so Christmas Eve, there was no power. But a few people showed up for church anyway. And I was feeling really sick, so I could not participate in the service that night. but there was like maybe like 5 or 6 people that all got together in this like cold, dark church and like had Christmas Eve. And it always seems like a really, really nice story of just like people coming together despite the fact that we were all cold. Everything was scary and dangerous. It was one of the worst storms in recent memory. We actually had to go to my grandparents' house that night or the night after because it was too cold to sleep. But I love this image of people kind of coming together after a disaster to recenter and pray despite everything that's happening. It's the same story with like Silent Night when the organ broke. So yeah, I like this image of, we can't end the Peach Festival even though this storm happened. And I think it was like I think that like act of resilience was pretty important to this character. New card. Ooh, clubs. New suit. The clubs are the suit of bonds. And this is the 5 of clubs. And I just scrolled right past the 5 of clubs. A friendly shopkeeper once helped you prepare for an adventurer's life. Who were they? Where did you encounter them? And what about your interaction has stayed with you? Who is this friendly shopkeeper? I guess I should like have the first half of the question too. All right, so at some point I had to leave town for some reason. Who helped me prepare? Who do we got? We got Matthew's parent, the butcher. We got my parents, the perfumers. I think it's a book. I think I have a book. And I'm gonna name this character Agnes because Agnes is my nerdy ranger from Tales from Thershan off the table, and I miss her a lot. So now she lives in this game. Agnes, the owner of the bookshop, gave me a book of fables before I left. Let's not call them fables because I think of Aesop's fables and all of those fables are like very bad life stories about like scarring your children for life. Let's call them parables. Parables imply they teach you something. Yeah, they gave me a book of parables before I left. She had never really talked to me before. but she did like to come into my parents' shop and buy, what did she buy? Patchouli. Patchouli oil. I hear, I've never smelled real patchouli oil, but I hear that real like nice patchouli oil is actually like really exquisite and a lovely smell, but it's kind of been ruined by like a lot of like cheap and sometimes like synthetically based patchoulis that have that like, you know, hippie smell that people think of, but that it's actually quite delicate. It's a pretty wholesome town. We started, when I first started playing, we started with like who died, and I decided I didn't want that. So instead, we started with who was your first kiss, and then what was the parties you went to. So that just kind of like set the tone. And you know, I don't want a who died, a who died story. I want to, here's this nice perfumer's daughter or child. I don't know the gender of this character yet. Who, you know, once kissed the butcher's son and like goes to the Peach Festival. Like it's much nicer. We got a lot more games for things to get sad. 'Cause cute, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm trying to see if I can like play all of these games anthology style. And so take this character then into all of the other games that we play. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm gonna try. I was in her. Oh no. Oh no, Q says. Your game is gonna break him. Oh no. It's alright. I mean, this person has learned resilience from a young age. So hopefully things will be okay. And your game is not at the very end of the whole thing, right? So no, we're ending with page I didn't write. So and then we got spoken magic. There's like 2 whole games to make things better if Lost breaks it. Don't worry about it. We'll be fine. I was in her shop to buy a map and a journal. Ooh, interesting. See, this is why I was like, I'm gonna see if this works, but maybe it won't. Losing means stuck in a labyrinth forever? Well, this is anthology play too, so maybe I won't be this character. Maybe it'll be another person we meet. But I will keep that in mind if we decide we really, really like this character and don't want to lose them in a labyrinth forever. Then we'll see. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll figure it out. Or maybe it's like, you know, I make this character and I can't string them all together, and maybe it's like, you know, different iterations of the same character in different worlds. I'll figure it out as I go. I don't do plans. To buy a map in a journal. And she gave me this book for free, telling me, read these when you need to find your way. I have labyrinths on the brain now. Read these when you need to find your way again. This was the most she ever spoke to me in my entire life. All right. We're at the hour. Do I want to take a break now, or do I want to do one more card? I think I'm going to take a break. Stand up and stretch. Drink some water. Put on some lip gloss. All them good things. And you should do all those things too. Or some of those things. You don't need to put on lip gloss if you don't want to. But like getting up and stretching and drinking water, that's good. And I will be back in about 5 minutes to find out more about this person and maybe eventually give them a name. Who knows? Hello. I'm back. How are you? I put on lip gloss. How is your lip gloss? If you put on lip gloss, tell me what shade of lip gloss you put on. I put on Revolution Kiss Bomb in Berry Burst. Yeah. I have this thing, because I mostly wear lipstick when I'm streaming now, that I have this little lipstick stand just like chilling on my desk for all of the lipstick that I wear now. So this is where all my lipstick, I mean, it's not all of my lipstick, but it's where lots of my lipstick lives. Because I don't even know anymore what am I doing with my life. Yeah, so we are here with our unnamed character in a town. We got our first kiss with Matthew, the butcher's son. We learned about the Peach Festival in this town. We learned about a huge storm that struck one night on the Peach Festival. We learned about Agnes, the owner of the bookshop, who gave this character a book of parables before I left on my adventurer's life, saying, read these when you need to find your way again. This is the most that she's ever spoken to me in my entire life. I am playing Session Zero by Meghan Cross. This is a game that is available in the Games for One or More bundle on itch.io. It is 7 solo tabletop RPGs by extremely cool people and also me for $15. Uh, this is a card prompt character creation game. It's all about making the character. Uh, it's about making up the story of your character before you start their adventure. So it's a good little backstory game. I think we've tactically done 5 hands, or 5 cards, which is like the basic hand. So it takes about an hour to play, which is pretty rad. Or is this just 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is just 4. So yeah, still about an hour, hour and a half to play. But I'm just gonna go for 2 hours, and I'm just instead of having a hand, I'm just drawing cards as a go. All right, we got the 8 of diamonds. Diamonds are the suit of character. I don't know what that means, but I'm excited to find out. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds. 8 of diamonds. Head in the clouds or feet on the ground. Are you a realist or an idealist? How did this shape you growing up? How does this affect you in your travels? This is interesting. I have zero idea about this character. Let's just, yeah, it's fun. I hate the way that looks. Whoops. Oh, or no, I'm still gonna do that. Excuse me while I format like it matters in this game. Yeah. Am I a realist or an idealist? How does this shape me growing up? How does this affect my travels? Well, what do we know about this person? Like, we know a lot about where they came from, but we don't know much about who they are. So this is, we know, all we know is that they wanted a map and a journal on their travels. So they wanted to like write stuff down, record something. We also know that I was always too tired to dance on the last day of the Peach Festival because my parents made me work all the time selling stuff. My parents make perfume, which is a very fine art, and is a lot about like imagination and stuff, I think, and like it's a very artistic thing about like both artistic and sciencey, you know, about figuring out what smells nice together, but also like what the proportions are and how to make things mix. I have no idea. Like, absolutely no idea. So this is just something we're making up right now, which is kind of fun. Yeah, this is a solo Denny and Viega. This is a solo character creation role playing game called Session Zero. It's by Megan Cross. Um, it is about creating the story of a character before you go on an adventure with them. And it's a card prompt game. So each card in this, like each card in a deck of cards, has a question that goes along with it. As you can see, oh, it showed up all funny, but you can see here, diamonds have all of these questions. So the question that I'm trying to answer right now is uh, is is my head on the clouds or my feet on the ground? Am I a realist or an idealist? All right. I don't think I'm either or. I think I'm somewhere in between, which I try very hard to be practical. Yeah, a little bit, a little oracle based. A little bit, yeah. So this is actually meant to be played with its like own deck of prompt cards, in a kind of for the queen style. Um, like if I make this big again, uh, is that gonna show up? Yeah. You can see, before you're all of these cards, you're supposed to draw them, but because I don't have them in Roll20, because that's so difficult, I'm just using a regular deck of cards, and Megan, who made the game, has given me this, like has provided for that, which is super cool. Um, so yeah, I think I try very hard to be practical, even though, yeah, you plan on making a Roll20 version. Yeah, I think that's a great idea, and I mean it's not hard. It's just work. Like, it's just a question of like getting all the cards into the deck thing, and yeah, it's just like a lot of stuff. But I think like uh the I think like that you can do this and that you can make decks and then sell them on the Roll20 marketplace is like a real boon for indie card prompt games. Um, so that people can play without necessarily having to do a print and play thing. Because often like print and play is great, but it still can be a lot of work, and it still costs extra money to do like the print and play stuff, to print everything out and cut it all up. Um, Whereas like with Roll20, all you need is a computer and an internet connection. Um, yeah. Are you a realist or idealist? How does this shape you growing up? So I try very hard to be practical, even though I I understood the system had looking for RPG solo streams, but it's so, yeah. So I actually stream solo RPGs uh every usually every week for the month of September, while this bundle is live. I'm doing it twice a week just to show off all the games in the bundle. Um but yeah, if you're looking for RPG solo streams, this is the place, or a place. I'm not the only one who does it, but I'm the only one I know who does it with the amount of frequency that I do. Um, yeah. So, even though I get lost in my daydreams more than I'd like to. I'm glad you're happy. It's really, I really like solo tabletop RPGs, and there are so many good games. And I really just wanted to like show them off. And like also one of the most fun things. Oh, don't worry about it. Like I can't I can't do like nearly as well as you're doing in any other language. So don't worry about your poor English. But yeah, I really like talking about my games with people and being able to share the stories. Like I think that's one of the greatest things about tabletop RPGs is that like not even just like, I mean, you get to create a story together with your friends, but like being able to tell the stories with people who aren't in the games. And that's one of the great things about streaming is being able to like share these experiences. And so I thought, what a great chance to just like make up some cool things, go on tell a bunch of cool stories, and then have people to share them with. So that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing with this channel. And you know, I hope more people make and play solo tabletop RPGs, because they're really good, cool experiences, and they're fun things to do rather than like, I don't know, watch another like, you know, boring video. You're Brazilian and you don't write English. Nice, excellent. Google Translate is pretty great. That's very fun that you're Brazilian. Welcome. I'm Canadian, so I'm very like pretty almost as like about as far like latitude wise that I can get from you. But yeah. Get lost in my daydreams more than I'd like to. How did this shape me growing up? I think I had like a classic like, you know, one parent was an artist, one parent was a scientist. Oh my god, they're so different. They fall in love. Canada is a dream for you? That's fun. I mean, yeah, I like Canada a lot. I plan on living here for most of my life. I've never been to Brazil, although my boyfriend did a tour there a few years ago, and really liked it. I feel like I couldn't live there long term, because I don't do well in oppressive heat all the time, and Brazil strikes me as like humid. But far expensive trip and a strange, well, maybe one day. I hope you come up to Canada one day, because that would be, because Canada's really beautiful. It's just like, I did a lot of driving through the town or through the rural parts of the province that I'm in lately, and it's just like, I don't know, there's so many there's like, it's just rocks and trees and water, but it's gorgeous. And oh man, Canada, it's a pretty place. Speaking of getting lost in daydreams more than I'd like, here I am waxing poetic about the rugged beauty of Canada while I'm trying to play this game. How did this shape you growing up? I think I have two moms. My mom was strict, was a serious woman. Actually, no, I think I have a mother and a non-binary parent. My mom was a serious woman, and I don't really know the gender neutral terms for parent other than parent. Excuse me while I do a quick Google. Gender neutral terms for parents. I think parent is the one. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably good. That's what Google's telling me. Fan of Quill system recently. So I've played a lot of Quill on this channel, actually. After this is over, you should definitely check out the VODs. And I have a YouTube. I should really have a link to my YouTube here in this, like a command or something. But you can see all the VODs I've played. I've played a lot of Quill. I really like it. It's super fun. It's like, who knew letter writing could be so exciting? They probably have a pet name a la mom for the NB parent. That's true. So I guess that's what I want to know, right? Like, mom and so some of the, like, some of the people, yeah, there's some really interesting, so there's like per or pair, per or par, Mata as a portmanteau of mama and dada, Sen, short for Senend, which is the gender-neutral Anglo-Saxon term for parent, which I think is super rad. Thanks, Google. Also, Nibby, which is apparently derived from non-binary and kind of sounds like nibbling, which I love. But yeah, Sened is apparently the or Kenned. I don't know if it's Kenned. Let's do Sen. Yeah, it's this gender neutral term for parent. What's my name? My name is Lauren. I also don't have that anywhere here on the stream. I really need to like revamp my Twitch. But yes, my name is Lauren, or JL, for Julia Lauren. But yeah, let's go with Sen. My son was, they're both alive. It is very nice to meet you too, Dan and Viega. Always has their head in the clouds. Always has their head in the clouds. So clouds. I take after both of them, apparently. I think like when I travel, I think I shift more drainy, but when I travel. But when I'm... Don't give me this. Fine, concise language. Microsoft Word, your weird grammar rules. Yeah, when I'm traveling, I try to be a little more grounded so that nothing bad happens, so that I don't get myself in trouble. As a kind of flighty, daydreamy person, when you're traveling, especially alone, it's always nice to just have your life like you know, a little more in order so you don't miss trains or, you know, accidentally schedule yourself for a whole extra day in a city you weren't planning on being in. That's never happened to me ever in my life. Nothing like being lost in Italy and realizing you don't have a place to stay for a night in a medieval village that's like the size of your thumb. All right, let's draw another card. Ace of Spades. That's another sad card, right? You can never forget what was stolen from you. What was taken from you, by whom. Will you ever be able to get it back? All right. This is still better than dying. So I'm okay with it. What was taken from me? I don't really have anything important either. Except the book. I don't want to have the book taken from me. All right. Because it's me and I'm on my bullshit. Could I recap the story for you? Absolutely. Well, so we're not really telling a story per se. We're just kind of like coming up with little snippets about somebody's life. A person whose name I don't know. The first thing we learned about them is their first kiss was with somebody named Matthew, who was the butcher's son. They kissed me on our 16th birthday at the Willow Bridge while we were arguing about something silly. It's funny. I don't remember what. Then the town that I come from has a festival. This festival celebrates peaches. It's a peach festival. There's 5 days of a big open air market with lots of food. There's like a little livestock show. And then on the 6th day, there's a big religious service to thank the gods for their gifts, pray for good harvest. Then there was the, as Norm suggested, Peach Princess Pony Parade. Peach Pony Princess Parade. There's a parade. Everybody dresses in their most beautiful clothing. It culminates in a big dance in the town square. But my character, their parents make perfumes, and so they had to work during the festival, and they were always too tired to dance at the end of it. When they were 18, there was a big storm that struck the night of the Peach Festival, and it destroyed their prayer house. Oh wow, that was a good music cue. It destroyed their prayer house, and broke the town's sacred bell. But the Peach Festival went on, and they worshipped the next day in the broken prayer house. They received a book of parables from a shopkeeper that they had known all their lives but never really talked to. And they are a product of a very serious mother and a very kind of flighty Senate. Yeah, they try and be a little more serious while they're traveling, because bad stuff can happen when you're traveling alone. I think going through this, so thank you, Daniel, for having me go through that, because I realized what's being taken from me is that I have a piece of the sacred bell. A piece of the sacred bell. What are the name of, like, the religious people in this town? Like, the religious leaders. So this is a religion. They have a prayer house. It's in like a kind of glass. It's like a kind of greenhousey place, at least this one was. Bells. So I think it's like kind of a music-based religion. So maybe they're called the Maestros? Yeah, I kind of like that. The Maestra. The Maestre. That's like a nice fake Latin gender neutral term. Of the Meister, yeah, like German. Die Meistersinger von Nuremberg. That's an opera. The Maestre of the town gave it to me before I left. I still don't know why I've left. Oh yeah, like Game of Thrones. Yeah. I forgot all about Game of Thrones because I didn't watch the show. I read the books years ago, but I just like forgot most of Game of Thrones things except for, like, you know, dragons and Jon Snow. Gave it to me before I left, saying that I should always remember who I am and where I came from. You don't you're not a fan of Jon Snow. He is a piece of work. I mean, so is everybody in that series. How was this sacred bell taken from me? I think I trusted somebody that I shouldn't have trusted. You prefer I mean, don't we all prefer Sansa? Sansa is the best. A fellow traveler. I met a fellow traveler on the road and we camped together for a few weeks. He took it from me, from my bag, along with all my money on the last night we traveled together. I think this is like what happened if I was gonna like piece these in order. This is like that's the last thing that happened. Bran was your fave, Norm? I never got far enough in the show to like learn much about Bran, and he's kind of boring in the books. I thought I wasn't really interested in his like I'm becoming a tree story. But I mean, it's a very interesting character, I think. I really wish they hadn't called him broken in the show, though. All right, 9 of Hearts. This is another happy thing. Everyone has their tales of triumph. What story from your adventuring days are you most proud of? Why do you still tell it? Interesting. These are like really great questions, Megan. I don't know if you're still watching, but these are like super, super good prompts to like kind of make you think a lot about what is going on. And you know, yeah, but what's going on with this character, like lots of stuff I wouldn't have thought of, but like, you know, we've learned a lot about this character. We've really created like, not only have we created a character, but we've like really created a world. This is like both character creation and world building, which I really love, because I like to do my world building starting from starting people first, as opposed to just like creating a world and then putting people in it. So I love that we, with this game, is similar to what was the name of our character? I don't have a name yet. I'm really bad at names, so I'm putting that to last. Similar to when Grant and I did Half Stick of Shadows, we started with For the Queen, and the characters we made for the Queen and the world we made For the Queen then became Cascada, as we went on. Because that's a lot more interesting to, like, what's interesting to me about the world is the people who live in them, not so much like the world itself. So I really love this. What am I most proud of? All right, what did I do? What did this? I don't think this is like a fighty D&D kind of person. I think this is more like Kiki's Delivery Service kind of speed, of just like, this person is trying their best. And I think this story, I don't think this is like a big triumph. From your pre-adventuring days. Okay. Okay, that's it. I made prize-winning peach and goat cheese turnovers every year for the peach. Oh, we have a kitten. Hey there. Can I get you in the shot? No. Really? I can't get... There she is. We got a kitten. Hi, Rita. You're on screen now. What do you think? Yeah? Sorry for the camera shake there. Oh, Rita's coming up. Hi. Hi there. Hi. Do you need attention from me? Come be on camera. You know, that's your butt. Don't show me your butt. Come here. Come here. Come turn around. No, she's not going to turn around. She really wants to show you the world her butt. I'm going to get banned on Twitch if you show me her butt. A dilemma between religious teachings and some event that checks these teachings as a child. That's interesting. Now I really want, like, oh, hi. Oh gosh, she's gotten needy. Every year for the Peach Festival, I won so many times that they declared me a lifetime winner. Hi. Oh my gosh. This kitten. She's not really a kitten. She's like 3 years old now, almost. But she is still, and she's a mama too. My other cat, Pearl, is her daughter, but she's a big sucky baby. Come on. Come show off for the camera. There you go. Oh, no. She really just doesn't want to be on camera. She really just wants me to pet her. But not that much. Okay. Why do I still tell it? I have made these turnovers a few times on my travels, and they often provide in exchange for room and board. Prize-winning turnovers. I'll make them for you if you let me sleep in your inn. I feel like that's a pretty good trade. Oh my gosh. Rita. Peach and goat cheese. Yeah, I've made them before. I think they were goat cheese. I can't remember if they were goat cheese or brie. But like with puff pastry and stuff. They're real good. Do recommend. All right. And now we got the 8 of spades. So a sad thing again. And I think this is probably the last prompt because we're almost at 2 hours. Wow. Time goes by so fast. Um, also, this cat will not be ignored. Oh god, we're gonna put a war in it. Great, awesome. No, we're not. I feel like this is not a war. Like this backstory, I feel like if we all of a sudden had a war, it would be a little bit too dramatic. Whoops, a little bit too everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. And we got a long way to go with this character. So I'm gonna X card that one just because I don't think it's where the story should go. Instead, oh, hello. Hello, cat. Please don't scratch me because you want me to pet you. Instead, we got the King of Clubs. No matter how hard you may try, you will always be a reflection of your parentage. She really wants me to pet her. My God. I'm streaming right now. What was your relationship with your parents like growing up? What is it like now? This is an interesting question because we just learned about Mum and Sen. So, yeah. I don't want a too conflicty kind of backstory because I prefer, especially because this is not like gonna go into like a D&D style game where like, ow, oh my god, this isn't gonna go into a D&D style game where somebody's like gonna create a bunch of plot based on conflicts in my backstory. All of the conflict is coming from the games that I'm going to play, so I don't need to put in lots of conflict, but I can talk about my parents. Stop. Sorry. She's like lifting up my arm and being like, and like motioning with her paw to be like, pet me, please. What was my relationship like with my parents? So my parents were not disgustingly, yeah, let's do it. Disgustingly in love. This is a true fact about Lauren as well. My parents are so madly in love with each other. It's gross. It's very cute, but like it's a lot. They spent almost every moment of every day together. They loved me. They love me. Stop. I have to stop putting this in past tense because they're not dead. They love me very much. But as I got older and more independent, they began to spend... Hi, Rita. Okay, bye. She's mad. She's mad because I didn't pet her, so now she's gonna sit on my printer, I guess. Hey, don't bite that. Stop it. Oh my god. I have to stop streaming soon because she's being a terror. More time together and less time with me. I think I have 3 parents. Or like I have a step parent. I have like a 3rd step parent. That they met when I was a little bit older. This is directly inspired by you, Q, and your family. They met also because I like you can, polygamy is totally fine in this world. You can marry as many people as you want, because it's my world and I said so. They met my father. I have all my stepfather. Your family is great, Q. It's like, you know, family goals. So yeah, you're gonna inspire this character story too. They met my stepfather when I was 14. And this is like when you get a parent that old, like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Scratching at my cork board, and I was really afraid there were just going to be thumbtacks everywhere. They met my stepfather. Yeah, when you get a parent that old, like, and I like him a lot, but it's not the same relationship as with mom and son. What's their name? I don't think she calls him like dad. Often. I think she usually calls him I hate names. Why? Stop. Let's call him Miklos. Did teach me everything I needed to know about traveling. My parents are traveling on my own because he is he's a minstrel. I have a bard stepdad. Minstrel. Actually, no. We use the word troubadour because I like it better. Because he is a troubadour. Mom and Sen taught me how to make perfumes and cosmetics, but I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. So Miklosh suggested I travel for a bit to see the world. God, what a cute family. I don't want to leave. I just want to like be with this cute family. I still speak with my, or I still, yeah, I think I still write my parents frequently, and just last summer I was able to, no, not summer, I missed the Peach Festival, and just or last spring I was able to stop for a short visit. So here's our adventurer with our happy adventurer with our happy life. They have to have a name now. Actually, I've decided this world is vaguely Eastern European, so I'm gonna name this Matyas instead. So this is our character. Our character is going to be named Beata. Oh. Beata's the name of like one of my cousins, and I can't think of that name without thinking of my cousin. Yeah, Sen is the character's non-binary parent. It's like Senend is the word. I'll type it in chat here. It's the Anglo-Saxon gender-neutral word. Yeah. Stepfather too. Yeah. So I think this is like a poly fidelius triad. So they're all in love with each other. They're like a OT3. They're my new OT3 actually, because they're real cute. Thank you, Q. Let's come up with some names. Zsófia. Let's go with Zsófia. The thing about Hungarian names is that they're all extremely like gendered. um that's all right though. Oh, I like virag. Virag just means flower. Um, that can be gender. So let's name these. This is Judith, and this is virag. Yeah, so we have Zsofia. Her first kiss was when she was 16 with Matyas, the butcher's son, at the Willow Bridge while they were arguing. He just kissed her like a jerk. The town that they were living in, so we gotta name it now. It's just all gonna be Hungarian because that's the let's name this town right now. Fill in some of these last blanks. Hungarian. The Hungarian words that are coming to my head right now are all like the really hard ones, like the word for fruit, which is like gyümölcs. These are all like I don't know. Let's like name the town for peaches. What's peach in Hungarian? I can think of Pécs, but I don't think Pécs means Ozsi Barack. All right, let's just call it Barack because this isn't real Hungarian. Ozsi Barack. Barak. Ozsi Barak. Yeah, it has it's famous for the Peach Festival. It's the last big party before summer ends. There's more food than you can imagine, and all the farmers show off their best cows. For 5 days, people from all around explore the big open air market, and artisans from all over come to sell their wares. On the 6th day, there is a service to thank the gods for their gifts and pray for good harvest. There is a parade where people dress in their most beautiful clothing that culminates in the town square for a dance that lasts until dawn. My parents made perfumes and sold many things during the festival. I was always too tired to dance, no matter how Matyas teased me about it. There was a disaster when I was 18. A huge storm struck on the 5th night of the Peach Festival. The lightning and wind took out several trees along the riverbank, which broke the Willow Bridge and destroyed the prayer house and broke the sacred bell. There's too many ands in there. This was the worst storm in memory, but the Peach Festival went on and we worshipped among the broken glass and fallen branches in our ruined prayer house. Agnes, the owner of a bookshop, gave me a book of parables before I left. She had never really talked to me before, but she did like to come into my parents' shop and buy patchouli oil. I was in her shop to buy a map and a journal, and she gave me this book for free, telling me, read these when you need to find your way again. This was the most she ever spoke to me in my entire life. I try very hard to be practical, even though I get lost in my daydreams more than I'd like to. My mom is a serious woman, and my son always has their head in the clouds. I take after both, apparently. I shift more dreamy, but when I'm traveling, I try to be a little more grounded so that I don't get myself in trouble. A piece of the sacred bell was stolen from me. The maestre of the town gave it to me before I left, saying I should always remember who I am and where I came from. I met a fellow traveler on the road, and we camped together for a few weeks. He took the bell, or he took it from my bag. Oh no, he took the bell from my bag along with all my money on the last night that we traveled together. I made prize-winning peach and goat cheese turnovers every year for the festival. I won so many times that I won the baking competition. Yeah, well, prize winning. I won so many times that they declared me a lifetime winner. I've made these turnovers a few times on my travels in exchange for room and board. No matter how hard you try, you will always be a reflection of your parentage. What was your relationship with your parents like growing up? What is it like now? My parents are disgustingly in love. They spend almost every moment of every day together. They love me very much, but as I got older and more independent, they began to spend more time together and less time with me. They met my stepfather when I was 14, and I like him a lot, but it's not the same relationship as with Mum and Sen. Miklos did teach me everything I needed to know about traveling on my own because he is a troubadour. Mom, who we decided is named Judith, and Sen, who's named Virag. Oh no. There's supposed to be a psh there, but accent aigu. Taught me how to make perfumes and cosmetics, but I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. So Miklos suggested I travel for a bit to see the world. I still write my parents frequently, and just last spring, I was able to stop for a short visit. So, this is Zsófia, and I think, I don't know if I'm going to be able to take Zsófia through the whole thing, but I think I am at least going to take Zsófia into the Land Whispers, which is what I'm playing next. This was session 0. I just like every other game title just like went through my head. It is part of the Games for One or More bundle, which you can get right now on itch.io. It is a bundle of 7 great solo tabletop role-playing games by indie creators. They are all really good games, but what I really like about this bundle is how varied it is. There are some world building games, there are some character creation games, there are games about going on adventures, there are games about creating homes, there are games about relationships. It's just like a super good bundle. And I highly recommend that you get it. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put the link in the description. So I will be back next on Wednesday, September 18th. Usually I'll stream on Mondays, but I can't stream this Monday or this coming Monday. So I'll be there on September 18th for the Land Whispers by Jessica Osborne. And then I'll be back again on Thursday, September 19th with Steading. September 23rd, I'm going to play No One Ever Was. September 26th, I'm playing Lost, which is by Q, who is in the chat. September 30th, I'm going to play Spoken Magic. which I've played on the channel before. It's a really good game. I'm really excited to come back into it. And then on October 3rd, we're going to wrap it up with the page I didn't write, which is the game I wrote. Yeah, so definitely check out these streams if you want to know anything about the games. Check out the games. They're all really good. Thank you for the follow, Daniel. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I will see. I think that's kind of everything. Oh, on Saturday, I will still be playing Nancy Drew on Saturdays. We are going into Stay Tuned for Danger, which is a fun game about soap opera, of solving a mystery on a soap opera set. It's a pretty good gem in the Nancy Drew point and click oeuvre. So definitely check that out. I will see you on Saturday. And I will hopefully see you on Wednesday for more of these great solo games. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!